Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, using the Gilded Tarot Royale by Ciro Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. There's the box if you want to see it, and I know the website's here. I think it's at the bottom. If I could read it. Llewellyn, I think. Llewellyn.com. There's a couple other socials there if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards. Spellcasting Oracle cards by Barbara, Flavia, and Lisbeth. There, you get their full names on there. That way, if you want to see how they're spelt. And then there's website for them, a couple websites actually. She Who Is Art is what pops out to me, but if anything else there, makes you interested, go ahead and go for it, of course. And finally, the dice I'm using, most of them come from the dice shop, I think. mathartfun.com, and then there's this Tom Anders. I have a 21-sided dice, which does omit the Fool, but that's what I use for the major arcana, and then I got a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana and a 4-sided dice for the element of the minor arcana. And there's the information if you want it. There's also this part. I almost forgot to show that. If that's something you're interested, if you want to use that, go ahead and use that if you want to follow that down. All right. And with that being said, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. This is James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again, and over to your reading. Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Taurus? Big breath before we started this one. Oh, just like Capricorn, you got the Ace of Wands showing up fairly quickly, but also like Capricorn, it's not seeming like it's a bad thing. In fact, it may be something you actually really want. What's that? Okay, we got to get there first. Things are going to go well for a while. Things are going to go real well for a while. I don't want to be like that, but I feel like Taurus does better when you give them a heads up of like what's coming down the road. So I'm just going to give you a quick snapshot, then go into it. A lot of good things are coming your way. It doesn't mean that we're completely out of the woods with whatever this situation is. There is a random chance of more problems later. Just keep that in the back of your mind. But we're going into a good spell, a good time, and I'm feeling like hopefully when we get to that part, they're going to give you some pointers or something you can look out for, something to arm you to be ready for it. So that way, oh, that's coming. All right, I remember that. So you can be ready for it and it not really damage your happiness, because there's a lot of good things here. And I feel like they're just trying to keep you in that perspective where as long as you see everything in front of you and you're like, okay, we're having a great picnic, everything is great, everything is wonderful, but in one little spot, like somewhere in this field, there's ground bees. Like, in my opinion, I don't know if you know about ground bees, like you step on them or you step on their nest and then they come for you and they're just angry. So if you're aware that they're out there, you can look for them, or if something happens, you can have a plan like, the ground bees, okay, everybody in the house, and let's just like wait for them to calm down and just don't go over there again. Like if we have the plan, like, okay, I knew that might happen here, so I had a plan to deal with it, that type of thing. We're starting from a really good place. An energy that was very positive, an energy that was very positive, it does seem like it comes in seasons. I don't know what to say about that other than it seems like it's a seasonal thing. It might be literally a seasonal thing, like maybe it's a summer-spring thing, summer-spring-fall, I don't know, something like that. There's something that's been really good, and it does seem to like come in and then it fades out, and then it comes in and it fades out. I don't think this is bad. This doesn't feel fair weather to me. Like it's only around when things are good. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels like there is a cycle to this energy. Could be a literal person in your life that shows up in certain times, or maybe you hang out at certain times when life allows it. Taurus is usually quite busy, in my opinion. And we got, this is somebody who helps you see the truth. You got the 5 of Pentacles and the Devil reversed. which is the Devil card is actually not a bad card for Taurans, because it's an Earth card as well. The card for you guys is the Hierophant. I don't know if I see that one out here. I don't think so. But the Capricorn is the Devil card. Also Earth, complementing energy to Taurus. What I'm getting from this is somebody has helped you go through things and help you detach or get ready to detach from certain things that maybe you're very tied to, that maybe you don't need to be as tied to. I feel like there's a very good energy in the past, but maybe there's somebody in your life who like is very good, very nice, but also says those things that you don't really want to hear, but maybe you need to hear, if that makes sense. Like they don't, I feel like, hopefully they don't push too much, but every now and then they bring up a subject and they say things and you're like, I don't want to talk about that. But they're like, yeah, but this would be better. And you're like, listen, I don't want to talk about that. And then they stop talking about it, but it still kind of rolls around in your brain, like, I'm still thinking about that. And they might have a little nugget of truth with that. Maybe I should kind of think about that a little bit more. I feel you like this person. Like you got the Ace of Cups and the Yin Yang. It's somebody who's good for you, somebody who's caring for you, somebody who does think about you in a very positive way. Also, again, that energy that's kind of like, hey, Taurus, you're kind of this one person in your life that you always take care of. It just seems like they suck the life out of you, but you always take care of them. And you're like, listen, they're my burden to bear. I'm going to deal with it. And they're like, yeah, but you don't have to. You're like, yes, I do. You're like, okay. But then afterward, you start thinking to yourself, well, do I? Over to yourself privately, or like, do I? But do I? Maybe it's just like a little bit of a thought. They put that little bug in your ear. They're that one. Let's keep moving. Things are going on. That energy's coming back in. There's a positive energy coming in. The Ace of Wands comes in with this energy. You seem to be fine with it. Taurus can get into random things to a point. As long as it doesn't upset your cash flow, your home life, things that you need secure in your life. Like if somebody else has to be random, maybe it's uncomfortable a little bit, but you'll go along for the ride. Like they want to take a day trip and you have no idea where they're going. You're like, all right, just don't tell me your plans. Let's just do it. I know I'll make it home safely, so I'm fine with it. Let's just see what happens next. It might be one of those things. I know Taurus isn't usually the big fan of random, but I get that there's something with this. So it could be the person that you know and they're a little random, but you're like, within reason, it's fine. It's like nothing, it's not going to bring the house down. Within reason, it's fine. I do feel like whoever that is, you very much like them. Whoever it is, you very much like them. So if that might be another flavoring to this. They're a little random. They're not dangerous. It's kind of like I thought I was going to go to this bistro for lunch. We end up over at this, at this picnic or something else. At least we had food either way, so I guess it's fine. A little random, but it's on them, and we still had food. And it wasn't like I was looking forward to anything at this other place. It was just kind of like, oh, we're going there. And I know with this person not to expect things to go exactly to plan anyway, so it's fine. You do have a very strong sense of connection to them. I feel like there's certain people I do feel like Taurus will allow that with. Within reason. I keep getting within reason, and you kind of know how they roll, and you're like, well, as long as these other things are a part of the situation, within reason, I'll allow it. Because there's some random energy here. Three of Wands coming in, the third eye chakra coming in. Maybe this is like you're totally expecting it when they're random. But again, within reason. Okay, do we have to keep going about that, or are we good? I think we're good. I think this is the last piece of it. I feel like we're reiterating it again, but okay, in case there's something else that comes out with it. Maybe a little bit of stress. But you care about them, you believe in them. I feel like it just kind of let go and let God. just that saying, let go and let Goddess, whatever, let go and let universe, whatever. You just let it kind of happen. It's fine. At the end of the day, I'll be okay. And I feel like that's what I center with. Like, at the end of the day, it'll be all fine. It'll be all fine. We got that Devil card reversed again showing up. Okay. So the Two of Cups coming in, which is the it's a very good connection. You've got it's here on the card, it's showing up on the dice. Another revolution is coming in. Another revolution of a revolution, like when I'm saying revolution, I'm thinking of like a planet, like another revolution like that, another, I don't want to call it a phase. I feel like another season of events coming through, something like that. It's something I expect. There's always going to be a bit of random energy here, right? When it comes in, this next revolution, this next season or multiple seasons or whatever, like when I say season, I don't think it's going to be just 3 months. I think it's going to be like, 8 to 9 or something like that. So it's almost like 3 seasons in a row, if you will. It's a great moment. I'm very happy to have it. It's wonderful. This is good. Yes, Capricorn, not Capricorn. I'm seeing the devil card. That's why I'm saying that. Taurus needs that. Taurus needs a great thing. There is that release of the devil energy. Now, when this energy comes in, I feel like what they're saying is like, capitalize on that. You can make a lot of changes during this time that are compatible with your life, that are healthy and good for you. You have a season of, I'm going to say, comfortable change. Nothing like you're forced or pushed into anything like, Taurus, you got to change. No, I don't feel anything like that happening. I mean, does Taurus really do that anyway? Does Taurus allow that, really? More in the sense of like, you got this season, and it feels like 8 to 9 months, where you can start warming up and getting more information and maybe start forming a plan. Maybe somebody has said something in the past. Maybe you should think about this change, Taurus. And you're like, I don't want to. And they're like, okay. Maybe you're coming back around and like, I've thought about that. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Have you heard of other people who have done this? How have they done that? Maybe a gathering of information. It doesn't mean you're going to set a plan into motion during this time, but you might. It's a very positive time for you. Kind of like it's time to upgrade things and not just accept things because I feel like I'm stuck with them, but kind of like look at like, what do I really need here? What would I rather have here? And what could I realistically change on my own terms? Centering on that energy, you've got a lot of support. You could make a big change in your life. But I'm getting this King of Cups here kind of like on your terms. Not like, I walk out the door and I fell down 5 flights of stairs and I'm like, well, I guess that's a change and I can't go back now. I couldn't go back into that house if I wanted to because I have too many broken bones. Not like that. This is one of those changes where it's comfortable. It's on your terms. This is coming in. A lot of good things. You could go into a whole new phase. You have the option to, is what I'm getting. It feels like it's an option to me. If you choose to make this change, it can come forward. I don't feel like it comes forward if you don't choose it. A beautiful moment, a beautiful time, coming in on your terms. So, if you wanted this change to take 2 or 3 years, you can do that. So if you want it to drag that long, if you want that, if that works for you, if that's comfortable for you, if that makes sense for you, you can do that with this one. This time it's coming around that way. It's coming around on your terms, especially because I'm seeing that King of Cups on your side and the cornucopia. It's all coming in on your terms. The thing is, they are warning. This is a time, like, this is a moment, a season. These opportunities don't show up all the time. They're advising not to just look at it and go, I could, but do I want to? I could, but do I want to? You can let this pass you by if you want. But they're saying it's kind of like a gift for you to have control of it. If you're saying, I'm going to do it and I'm going to take 2 to 3 years to do it, that's fine. But if you go through this whole 8 to 9 month season, and then you're like, you know what, I don't know. And you end up leaving these 8 or 9 months and still feeling that same way, it doesn't mean that next time the seasons come around, you're going to have the same opportunities that would make it as easy as it would now. You might have it come around again. You might have this world card come around again, but not with the on your terms feeling, not with the cornucopia feeling. You know what I mean? So it's this time around is like you can create this, and it's like if I want it to take 2 to 3 years, then it's taken that, and I don't have to worry about other people getting in my way. The Lover's card coming in. Whatever the situation is, This to me, when I see this a lot of times, I think of unconditional love. I see opportunities that were not expected and pleasurable things, especially right side up. It's like passing the test. It's a great moment forward. This will hit a season of pleasure that's just very easy. It's just kind of like for a while, if you set this up, it will go the way you want it to go. Not permanently, but possibly. That doesn't sound right, does it? Could it go from A all the way through Z, the whole alphabet, through the timing and the color and the change and the placement that you want it? It's possible, but let's remember there's 26 letters in the alphabet. I'm going to get barbecued in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm going to say 26. Like I said, I'll get barbecued in the comments if I'm wrong. So, it's a lot of steps to go through. They are warning, but it's a warning. On this path, even though you could set it up the way you want it, that Wheel of Fortune, we can't get rid of it. A lot of these things you can sidestep without a problem, but that random energy will show up. It's like 26 steps. Unless I'm wrong, and then, look at the comments. I got barbecued, I'm sure. You'll have your time to think about it, though. Random things will probably happen. How are you going to avoid it? You know how life is. Taurus is extremely realistic. Things are going to pop up. Most of them are going to be easily able to sidestep. That's what I'm getting from this. But they'll keep happening here and there. You'll also have your ability to see it, because Taurus seems to be very responsible in keeping an eye on things and kind of like, ooh, what's going on over there? I see some things flying over there. Are those yellow jackets? What is that? What's going on? There is like the possibility of storm warnings, but with your path forward, if this, for example, whatever this change is, you want to take 2 to 3 years, keep your eye on the possibility that there could be some big storms coming. You should have more than enough warning and more than enough time to like see it and plan for it and anchor it down. I feel like that's also why we're seeing the Hermit coming in. It's more of a relaxed, it's still a planning energy. It's still an earth energy. Sometimes talks about Virgo, which is fine, compatible energy. But it's like, as you see the storm coming, it's kind of like, with nowadays, if you pay attention to the weather, usually you can get like a good idea like 5-6 days out sometimes, once in a while. A rough system is kind of heading towards your area. You're like, okay, there might be some issues. Let me plan now. Let me see what I need to do. For example, in some areas, people buy all the bread and milk. And maybe this is a weird thing to say, but like, I'm one of those people that like, all right, it's coming to the time that we might have a storm coming. As long as I have a generator and I got like the bread flour and stuff like that, I can make my own bread. I'm also a person, like if we need milk that bad, we can use powdered milk and mix it with water. I'm just that one. But like, you can plan ahead. You can be ready. Kind of like I can have some things set aside just in case so that we don't have to worry about things. You know what I mean? It'll be easier to deal with. I feel like they're just helping you. I just feel like Taurus would believe it, actually, if we just said it's sunshine and roses the whole way. You'd be like, yeah, sure. There's things out there, but you should have the convenience to see it way before it comes, way before it hits, like 5-6 days out. And then you kind of like, the closer it gets, you're like, looks like it's going to happen. We got everything. We got the windows boarded up if we have to. We got extra food here. We got things planned. We got our little safe spot we can be in. We're ready for it. If it hits us, we're ready for it. Anything else with that? I feel like that I did abruptly, but I feel like I hit the point where they're like, that's the message. So, and then I got the hiccups, so I'm gonna let it go. All right, hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.